When the sun beats down and burns the tar up on the roof, and your shoes get so hot you wish your tired feet were fireproof. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea, yeah, on a blanket with my baby, that's where I'll be.
Hello friends, this is Leo from Bippys Boardwalk Cove Apartments, better known as Bippys on the Corner. We're no longer on the corner, we're in the cove now. This is Bippys Boardwalk Cove Apartments, and thank you and welcome to episode 4. We're going to go back a little bit in time. I think I got an interesting episode here going on this time for you. And I like it. Thank you very much. We hear from the, all the reviews and stuff from our other episodes. We're on number 4. This is our 4th one now. We're getting a lot of views and stuff, and I very much thank you for that. And don't forget to subscribe. If you like us, subscribe. And I got my co-host here with me today, Barry, and we're going to take you back in time a little bit on some of the Seaside Heights history in Seaside Park. I mean, it's amazing on how far the history goes back from this island. I mean, it's such a little island, but it has so much history to it. And what I did was I gave Barry some homework to do. And you know how much me and Barry love Seaside. It's just in our hearts. It's in our blood. It's we're it, right, Barry?
Yep.
So I gave Barry a homework assignment to do, and I told him, I says, Barry, listen, I want you to go and find out some history, some good history about Seaside and Seaside Heights. And when you know, he comes back to me with the whole book full. And he's going back, way back into the 1800s. And I says, let's push it forward a little bit more because it goes back that far, believe it or not. And with the first railroad station that was here, the train station, the dance land building that was up on the boardwalk, which is now pretty much, I think it's the over by the sawmill. It used to be called the dance land, and the saltwater pool. I mean, that's going to be probably in the next episode. And the information is mind-boggling, but you're going to enjoy it. I hope you enjoy. And Barry, where are we going to start out? The cranberry bogs?
Yep, let's start with the Cranberry Inlet.
Believe it or not, Seaside had cranberry bogs, and they weren't just cranberries. They were used for other things, such as, Barry?
Okay, what I want to do is I want to run you through the timeline of Seaside Heights, Seaside Park real quickly. At least give you a brief little story about what happened in history. And I hope you enjoy the information that we give you. Starting in 1750, Cranberry Inlet was
See what I told you? 1750s. The 1700s. I made a mistake. I said the 1800s.
Was formed, and it was formed by a storm by the ocean. In 1755, Cranberry Inlet was first appearing on the coastal maps, so navigators can go through the Cranberry Inlet.
Is that now that's where the cranberries, what street was that on, Barry?
That was north of Sampson Avenue.
Sampson Avenue used
right
to be?
where Heron Avenue is presently today.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Wait a minute, there is a Sampson Avenue here, though.
Yeah, right north of Sampson Avenue, right by Heron Avenue, was where the Cranberry Inlet was.
Wow.
In 1812, that was a year of a major storm. It filled in the Cranberry Inlet. It was also listed as, before it got filled in, it was listed as one of the busiest channels in the Barnegat Bay to the ocean. Also, what was going on was they were getting what we call iron ore, and they would make cannons and cannonballs out of this for the ships. And that was also used for like war purposes and stuff like that. Okay, moving on. Also,
any pirates?
Yeah, there was privateers there.
It was called privateers back then?
Privateers that would rob the...
Which, in other words, is a pirate. Pirates that they had, they used to come in and rob the what?
The British ships. They would go and rob the British ships of their materials and stuff like that. Also, real quick, the first furnace was formed in 1812 so they can do more bog iron development with the cannons and the cannonballs in 1812 before the Cranberry Bog finally closed up. All right, moving forward, established in February 15, 1815 was the Ocean County was formed and the seat of Tom's River is formed. Moving forward still, in 1874, Seaside Park area was called Park City. Moving further on again, in 1875 is the construction of Berkeley Township. And what happens is, when they form Berkeley Township, Park City is now called Seaside Park.
Oh, wow.
All right, moving forward again, and we're moving forward in time. And from 1881 to 1941 is the Pennsylvania Railroad, which carried passengers and freight into Seaside Park. Wooden railroad bridge went across from Ocean Gate to Seaside Park.
Ocean Gate, New Jersey, like by Bayville?
By Bayville, yes.
Ocean, wow. So there used to be a railroad trestle there?
Yeah.
That's where the railroad first came in from Barnegat?
Yep. Came in from the Barnegat for the first major trestle.
From Ocean Gate, and it came down into Seaside
Park.
And it went right down into all the way to Point Pleasant.
Yep, went all the way down to Point Pleasant,
wow.
And that's when the railroad line was completed in 1882.
Now, weren't you telling me that some of that railroad is here today?
Yeah, part of that railroad bridge has been refurbished as a fishing pier now, presently today. I am standing on the area where the old train bridge used to be for the Pennsylvania Railroad. That was here in 1881 to 1946. And this is the same area where the bridge was destroyed by fire in 1946.
That is like so cool. I never knew that. And now, how about back then I heard somebody told me that Seaside, how we spell it now with all one word, it used to be spelled in two words back then?
Yes, the spellings were different then than what the spellings are today. Yes.
Wow. That's weird. Because I remember that. Somebody had told me that too. Okay,
moving on in the timeline. In March 1898, Senator President Foster M. I keep getting out of saying it.
What's that? Oh, Voorhees.
Voorhees. He was then an acting governor. Signed a bill, made Seaside Park a separate borough. It was incorporated as Seaside Park. Moving on in the timeline as we're going, the Massett Real Estate Company was formed in 1909 to develop the property north of Seaside Park. Massett, the original market, the properties as Seaside Heights development. This now becomes the formation. We start to see the formation now of Seaside Heights.
In what year?
1909.
Wow.
It was Seaside Heights was formed as a real estate development. It was called Seaside Heights Development. All right, and let's everybody understand that.
Wow.
Now comes another very important figure in history, is Christian Heron, who makes Seaside Heights happen. February 26, 1913.
I know that name.
He was called the father of Seaside Heights.
They named the street after him too.
Yes, there is a street, the last street of the 17 is called Heron Avenue.
Didn't he form the electric company here first, originally in Seaside Heights too?
Yes, he did too. We're going to get into that as I go down the timeline. Okay, April 29th, 1913, Seaside Heights, finally, thanks to Christian Heron, is incorporated as a borough. Okay, here's where Christian Heron plays a major role in the community. The Barnegat Power and Coal Storage Company was started in 1913 by Christian Heron. The Barnegat Power and Coal supply electricity to Seaside Heights and Seaside Park. I thank him because that's why we have electricity today here in Seaside and Seaside Park.
Yeah, right here on the island, yeah.
Okay.
He started that, huh?
Yeah. Moving on.
He was a big wig here.
Yeah, he was a very big wig. He played a major role in a lot of things here in the community of Seaside Heights. Okay, moving on. In 1913, Joseph Vanderslice of the Senate Company of Philadelphia constructed the first carousel that was gasoline powered. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was gasoline powered. That was and it also is the first ride attraction into Seaside Heights.
It was gas powered back then?
Yeah, it was gas powered.
Wow, that's interesting.
Okay. In 1914, a newly appointed town clerk wrote in the minutes of the council, Seaside Park together in the minutes, because originally Seaside Park was built differently, and she finally put the spelling on where it was Seaside together, which now we do to present day and up to present day, the spelling of Seaside Park together.
Oh, Seaside Heights and Seaside.
Side, right.
So, in other words, they made it all one word, like I was saying before.
Right.
What was that?
That was in 1914.
Modern, wow. 1914.
It just shows you how spelling is changing.
Was there Skillo back then?
I don't know. Okay, October 23rd, 1914, the wooden bridge from the Tom's River to Seaside Heights was completed, and it's in the books that people can look that up. And then it'll explain to you actually what the whole cost of the bridge and everything.
Oh,
is.
that's what you were supposed to do.
Yeah, but it's better.
How much did it cost to lift the bridge? I mean, to draw. If somebody wanted to come onto the island, they had to pay a toll, right?
Yeah, there was a toll.
What was the toll?
Well, it was all different types of prices on cost you to cross the bridge on the toll bridge at the time. But don't forget, Christian Heron was partnership with two other people with the toll bridge. So
I bet you they jacked it up on the holidays.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. In 1916, Joseph Vanderslice runs into financial problems, causing the carousel building to close. Joseph Vanderslice sold the carousel building to Frank Freeman. This is where now Frank Freeman becomes involved with the carousel.
He purchases the carousel.
Building.
The whole building.
The whole building and the
And that's like is that in the Heights or the park?
That's now in the Heights.
It's still in the Heights.
We're still in the Heights.
Okay.
Okay, in 1917, Frank Freeman constructed the second carousel that was electric powered. This was a Donzel carousel. Notice now also Christian Heron supplies the electricity to the second carousel. So you see Christian Heron's involved again as just as much as Frank Freeman is. Also, what's nice about this, the carousel is still the main attraction to the boardwalk. And it starts the boardwalk rides.
And what year was that?
Okay, finally, by 1919, the first 3 blocks of the boardwalk were completed, opened the way for more amusements and concessionaries.
Wow.
Okay. Moving along, also, we have a famous ice cream place, and established in 1919 and still doing business at the Seaside Boardwalk is Coors Frozen Custard. They've been here since the beginning of 1919 and still here to the present day.
Really?
Yep, producing that nice, good custard ice cream that you all enjoy.
My favorite. My favorite during summer.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's Boardwalk ice cream right there, in its finest.
Okay, if you enjoy dancing cheek to cheek, in 1922, Danceland was open to the public. The first floor of the building was used for stores and eateries, and the second floor of the building was used as a dance hall.
Where was that at?
This was right across from Freeman's Carousel on the boardwalk.
In the Heights?
No, it was in the park.
I think that's right where I was saying before, where Sawmill is today.
Where Sawmill is.
Somewhere in that area, that vicinity right there.
Right, and that was right in the right where Sawmill was. Okay, moving down in the timeline. Oh, here's everybody's favorite. In 1926, Funtown Pier was open to the public with the kiddie rides and everything else. Opened in 1926,
Really?
the original Funtown Pier.
1926.
All right, going further down in the timeline, in 1928, the favorite legendary Chatterbox was open to the public. And it is legendary because it was one of the longest bars running on the boardwalk.
Oh, that was on the boardwalk, right?
Yeah.
God, I remember that.
Okay, a lot of people remember that.
Yeah, the Chatterbox.
The Chatterbox. Okay, on October 1929, the Great Depression happened, causing project delays on the boardwalk. When the Great Depression happened, there was delays on projects. There was projects scheduled, but never came into being yet because of what happened with the economy and everything else from the Great Depression.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's put a damper on a lot of things.
Okay, in 1932, Mr. Gilbert opened the Casino Pier, and that's when it opened up to the public.
Was it called the Casino Pier back then?
Well, yes, it was. It was called the Casino Pier. Okay, in 1933, Dr. Floyd L. Marlin, the loft 1910 Donzel Carousel, was relocated from Burlington Island Park, New Jersey, and given to Casino Pier, Seaside Heights, New Jersey. Now, understand the building was not fully structured at the time. It's not until 1937 they finally covered the building.
Wow. So that carousel is different than the other one, so right? There was two. That's the one that burnt in the Boardwalk fire not too long ago?
Right, but that's not the original Freeman's Carousel. That was burnt in the fire.
Oh, no?
No. We'll get into that in the...
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah, we're jumping ahead a little over. Okay, in September 21, 1938, the Great Hurricane of 1938 causing damage to the Seaside Heights and Seaside Park boardwalk. Not only did it cause damage to the boardwalk, but the bay and the ocean did meet each other at that period of time.
Really?
Recorded in history.
What year was that, Barry?
That was in 1938, September 21st.
1938.
Okay, here we go again, another favorite item that everybody loves. From 1940 to 1950, Swayze's Parrot Club was located at 409 Boulevard, Seaside Heights. And then from...
It closed in 1950?
No. It was located at the the boulevard there.
Oh.
It was located on the boulevard at that time period.
Oh, okay.
As we move forward in time, we're going to show you where it was relocated. Okay?
Probably in the Boardwalk.
Yeah, it does become part of the boardwalk, and we'll show you where.
By the Chatterbox, let me guess.
Nope.
No?
Nope. From 1940 to 1980 was the Casino Saltwater Swimming Pool.
The saltwater pool, Barry, also had in the back row. We didn't have a skating rink or
Yeah,
something
there was
like
a
that?
roller skating rink,
Yeah.
which also dates back to the 1940s.
Yeah, because I don't remember the roller skating rink when I was a kid. I remember the saltwater pool. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll interrupt you again. Go ahead.
Okay, the saltwater pool was 165 feet long by 65 feet wide, according to the historians.
Olympic size, huh?
Olympic size pool, yes. Moving on.
Diving boards?
Yeah, it had a nice, beautiful diving board. Boy, did it have a nice, beautiful diving board. In 1941, wheel games were becoming very popular. Oh, you know those beautiful wheel games that you play today on the boardwalk? They were started in 1941. I also want to address that we mentioned in episode 5 from our other program that we did, starts the beginning of the directory system as we know it today. It was in its formation form where we finally get the block letters and the odds and evens and the rest of the things that we've been talking about in episode 5.
Yeah. Well, every street too is like Herring. That was every street played a major role in. I think they were all named after, like Grant was named after.
All generals
The general.
and presidents and Mr. Herring.
Sure.
Okay, all famous
Sheridan.
people.
He was a general too in the army, wasn't he?
Right, yeah.
Civil War, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, so you see that all happening in 1941. Okay, now going further in time, in 1944, R.E. Gibson Boulevard Alleys. Now we have a bowling alley, gang. Open to the public. The bowling alley was located in Holland Hall at Sherman Avenue and the Boulevard. It's not too far from where we are sitting right now, ladies and gentlemen. And it was the first bowling alley in Seaside Heights. September 14th, 1944, the Great Atlantic Hurricane battered the New Jersey coastline, causing damage to the Seaside Heights and Seaside Park Boardwalk. This is the second time that the boardwalk is now plagued, where the ocean and the bay meet again. All right? So picture in your heads a major storm wrecking your boardwalk and then not having fun repairing. All right, moving forward. Here we go about that roller skating that Leo was talking about. In 1946, it's called the Drone Roller Skating Ring, was open to the public. The roller skating was located on the far side of the casino saltwater pool. So if you were looking westward, you would see all the way on the far side of the swimming pool, you would see the skating ring. That was enclosed too. That was where the skating ring was. All enclosed.
You got a picture of that, I think, too.
All right.
Take a look at it.
Now here's what we were discussing in the beginning of the episode, and now we're going to answer the other question. In 1946, the wooden bridge from the Pennsylvania Railroad that went across from Ocean Gate to Seaside Park was destroyed by fire. Now the fire they're talking about was from the amber from the train. The amber from the train caused the fire on the that boardwalk of the railroad track, and it burned it down. Then the only remains of it today is in Seaside Park, and it's used as a fishing pier.
Wow. That's what we were talking about before. Exactly. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing how much history we covered already, and all this from all this time. How much of a change that it made, right, Barry?
Yeah, history has made a lot of change.
But Seaside itself.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have the bowling alley anymore. We don't have the skating ring anymore. We don't have the saltwater pool anymore. But those are a lot of people don't really even realize that stuff exists here in Seaside Heights. But it did in the past. It did.
Right.
And how time changes everything. I think there was even a movie theater. We'll get into that too.
Yeah. Okay, in 1948.
What happened then?
How do you say that good gentleman's name there, Leo?
What? Six? I don't know.
Siskis?
Sykes? Siskies?
We're going to say Siskis. Bowling,
Okay.
Bowling
I
Center.
don't see any E.
Bowling Center was open to the public. The bowling alley was located at DuPont Avenue. Brunswick automatic pin setter machines was used at the bowling alley. The bowling alley was the second bowling alley in Seaside Heights. So now we have two bowling alleys operating at the same time. And
That had the automatic setup?
yep, this had the automatic
Because,
setup.
there was people that used to do that way back.
Yeah,
They
but
used to
now
set 'em up.
now we have the automatic setup. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
isn't that amazing?
Yeah. So I bet you the first one was the people used to set it up.
Okay, now the Parrot Club makes a move. And I want this to everybody to understand. They moved from the Boulevard in 1950. They moved from the Boulevard and they moved to the Boardwalk next to the fishing pier at the Casino Pier. And this is 1950. So now the Parrot Club is still existing. And now they're right next to the fishing pier on the Casino Pier. They're on the Casino Pier. I want everybody to be clear of that. They're on the Casino Pier next to the fishing pier. All right, that's what the historians recorded as, and that's what we're reporting it as.
Wow.